So, I decided that since I am no longer really doing wrap-ups or book hauls on this channel, because all of that is all over on my TikTok, because I'm trying to kill the book wall. Is it working? Not really, but it could be going worse. I decided to start doing weekly reading vlogs. And so I was going to start this on Monday, but I was too excited about it, so I'm starting it today. It's Saturday, July 2nd. I figured we'll just go through the week. We'll talk about reading. We'll talk about writing. We'll talk about the books. We'll kind of wrap up the books I read as I read them. And if I happen to get books, which I'm not supposed to right now because of the ban, but if I happen to get some due to some like exceptions, then I will haul them and stuff like that. So yeah, currently I am reading Any Man by Amber Tamlin. I am 105 pages in, so I'm about halfway through. I'm really enjoying it. It's really fucking good. It's really intense, super intense. Like, I didn't realize, like, I guess from the start you kind of knew it was intense. The way it's written is intense, but just, ooh, it's gross. It's gross. But yeah, I figure I'll just wrap up kind of what's going on, the books I read, what I write, all that stuff. Keep kind of a running total, kind of the books that I read as so far of this week. I guess we're doing Saturday to Friday. I read 0, but you know, that is that. So I decided to take a little break from reading Any Man because it's getting a little heavy. So I'd take a little break and read Skip and Loafer, which is not volume 2. This is a very cute manga series. Figured just take a little break, read something light and fluffy, and then probably finish Any Man tonight. But that's what I'm doing on our little porch. It's kind of hot, but kind of beautiful out. It's alright. It's not windy. Our porch is kind of enclosed, so it doesn't really matter that much if it was. But yeah, that's what we're doing right now. I do love how this big misunderstanding does get resolved, like, immediately. I'm glad that there's such good communication in this series. Ignore the child screaming, please. I do not remember this girl's name, but I can tell that they are setting up a great character arc for her, and I'm very excited about it. Alright, so it is about 5:13. I did just finish my first book of the week, which is Skip and Loafer Volume 2. Like I said before, this had happened again, where there was a misunderstanding, but they just resolved it, and they talked to each other, and they had good thoughts with their it's just very cute, and it's very nice, and it makes me smile. It's not probably my favorite shoujo out there, but it is definitely very, very cute. It's very, very fun. I very much enjoy it, and I can't wait to read Volume 3 at some point. Like, it's just, look at our main characters. Look at her. Look at her. She's precious. I love her. I love them. It's a great book. But yeah, that's the first book of the week down. Well, so I did finish up Any Man by Amber Tamlin, and so this is my, one second. So this is my second book that I have finished so far this week. So basically this book follows, it's kind of mixed media. There are a lot of like chats and a lot of kind of blank pages and stuff like that. Some tweets, which was an interesting like chapter where there's a bunch of different people tweeting about what's going on, but it is about these extremely violent rapes and sexual assaults on men done by this one mysterious woman, Maud. And it starts off with this guy, what's his name? It's like Daniel, I think Donald Ellis, I want to say. But it starts with him and goes into a couple other ones. In the end, there are 5 total, down from the ages of like an 11-year-old boy up to like a 67-year-old man. And it is extremely disturbing and extremely graphic. And it is very subversive. An interesting thing at the end we do hear from Maud herself very briefly, and I don't think I like that it was justified, because I don't know if this was Tamlin's, if she meant to do this, but it almost felt like she was trying to justify what Maud was doing because men have done awful things to women for like all of human history. But I feel like if we read a book about 5 women getting brutally raped and assaulted from an 11-year-old to a 67-year-old, we would be absolutely just as disturbed and disgusted as we are when we read this one. Or maybe it's just because, I mean, it does talk a lot about how male sexual assault, especially, it's hard to get believed when you're sexually assaulted, but it's even harder if you're a man. And so that was definitely very much exemplified. This was definitely a very disturbing book. I'm gonna say it Girl in the Short It, and that it was disgusting, and it hit me somewhere, and I'm not sure where or how. So there's that. But that means that next I get to pick my next book. And how I pick a book, so I've got a TBR cart. You can see, obviously, the book wall behind me, but I've got a TBR cart. It's got 3 tiers. So what I do, I've got my dice tray here. If I can open it, my DM made this for us. It's magnetic. He made it for us right about when we were, I think it was for Christmas actually. Made us each a dice tray, which is great. I take my dice, and first I roll a d4 to see which tier we're going off of, and if it hits 4, you re-roll. There we go. So I'm going to use this guy today. So that is 2. I don't know if you can see that quite. It is a 2. So I'm going to be the second one, and then I roll a d20, and we're going to use this d20. So it's going to be book. That's a book 3. So it's going to be rack 2, book 3. So let's go and find that, count that out. Maybe I'll show you my TBR card sometime. So rack 2, book 3 is one that I can definitely finish tonight and get a 3rd book knocked out right away, because it's One Day in Horrorland by R.L. Stine. So that's very fun. That'll be an easy one. I can knock that out tonight as well. And then I will be back to update and pick out a new book, which is very exciting. But yeah, no, this is my dice bag. I am Laura Bailey levels at this point. I've got, there are little compartments inside where you can see, you can split them up. There's, you know, for D20s, D4s, all of them except for percentile, and D10s have to be together. They're basically the same thing anyway. But yeah, was this my new? This is not my newest. I've been getting a lot of white dice lately. Oh, this is my newest set. Here's the 12. We're on campaign 2 right now. So my Barbarian is no more. I mean, he's not dead or anything. He's just not being played. He had, like, I think, level 16 when we ended. I've got a Cleric, and I chose my dump stat is Constitution. So it's been really fun. But yeah, that is that. I will be updating very soon too. Thought about this one. So there's that. Oh, I told you I'd be back soon. I did just finish up One Day at Horrorland by R.L. Stine. This is a Goosebumps book. This was actually one of my favorites when I was a kid. It is about this family that, like, they're lost in the desert and they see an amusement park that's called Horrorland, and they're like, why not? So they go, and it's horrifying because this is a Goosebumps book and they live in hell. It's still one of my favorites. I think it's really fun. I'm not sure if it deserved a full spin-off series based off of it, but it is fun. So we're going to pick our next book now. Get the dice tray out. Make dice. So first up, we pick the shelf 4, so we re-roll 2. So it's shelf 2 again. Oh, drop the D4. You don't want to do that. You don't want to drop the D4. And then 20, doing 16. So I will be right back. It was the last one on the shelf. It is an Animorphs book, The Revelation. Could I finish this tonight? Very much so. Slightly tempted to just read this tonight, but also it's starting to get a little late, and I realize it's only like 8:15, but I don't know if I want to just power through this. I can very easily power through it tomorrow. But yeah, either way, this is my next read. Either tonight today read 4 books, or tomorrow I read an extra one. So we will see what that is all about. But yeah, that is that. Hello, so it is July 3rd and it is 9:20 a.m. I just finished my first book of the day. This is my 4th book of the week. The Revelation by K.A. Applegate. It's an Animorphs book, and I look back and I have this one marked as read on Goodreads. This is gonna be a reread. So I probably probably will not be keeping this copy because I think I already have a copy on my shelf out there. But I was looking at my review and I still completely agree with it. What it says, if Goodreads will load, because it's having some issues. Oh, come on. The Revelation Animorphs number 45. What it says is 4.5 stars. Who gave these books to children? And I agree with that. Who gave, like, this book deals with Marco struggling with how is he supposed to kind of balance his parents versus the fate of the world, and how is he supposed to deal with that? How is he supposed to deal with the fact that he knows more about what's going on than his parents? How are they supposed to deal with, like, parenting a child that is not really a child anymore? So that was fun. But since I finished them, it's time for me to pick a new one. So I got out here's my dice tray. So first for the shelf, need a D4. We will use this one. So we're going to be looking on shelf 1. That's good. Let's see, what book are we going to do? Use this dice. These are some of my first dice, actually. These green ones. Number 11. So I will be right back. So we are much thicker today. We're going to be doing Needful Things by Stephen King. This is technically a reread. I read this a while ago. I think I even have a giant hardcover somewhere in the book wall, so I will be rereading it again at some point. But this is what we're reading next. It's going to take me a while. I don't think it's full yet. It's 736 pages, so it's not full monster territory. I count as Stephen King monsters as anything over 800 pages. But probably my reading pace will slow down now a bit. But yeah. So I'm reading A Needful Things, and I'm on page 42, and they're talking about Polly and Ellen Pangborn, because those are like two of the main characters. And I read this, I think when I was a senior in high school was the first time I read this book. I haven't read it since, and my impression was that they were old. Like, they were old people. They're elderly. She's 40. She's 40 years old. She's 15 years older than me. She's not an old lady. She's younger than my mother. But I know it's because they said she has arthritis. Okay, and I guess she has like early arthritis, but they're not old. They're not old people. They're just people. Again, talking about how these characters are a lot younger than I thought they were. I'm on page 61 now, and Alan Pangborn is talking about his dead son, who was clearly a child still. And in my head, I'm like, he's like 70. He's not 70 years old. He's probably like 42. All right, so it is the end of the day. I'm gonna go have a book in the bath. I am like 140 pages in, I want to say 165, because I go on so many walks throughout the day. I get incredibly sweaty, and then I feel gross unless I clean myself again at night. I shower in the morning, and then I bathe at night because I get incredibly sweaty because it's 82 degrees outside. People think North Dakota doesn't get hot, but it does, and it's humid and it's sunny, and that is why my face is so red. But yeah, I'm gonna work on this, read as much as I can. Normally with bigger books like this, I don't read them in the bath because they're too heavy. If this was a hardcover, I would definitely be just grabbing something else just kind of to read on a whim. But since it's a mass market paperback, it'll be fine. But yeah, that is what we're doing now. I will check in when I'm done before I go to bed to tell you how much I have read. So I do not anticipate finishing this tonight, obviously, but I'll try to get a good chunk in. I'm already kind of remembering why I considered this one of my favorite Stephen King books, even though I've only read it once. So, right, so I did read about 80 pages of this. I'm now on page 243. We're ramping up. One thing I remember really, really loving about this book was the buildup was so fucking insane. And it's doing it again. This is a Castle Rock story, and it really goes into depth about, like, it's one of those ones that's very town heavy, town centric. We learn about a whole hell of a lot of people, and a lot of them are very much caricatures, but they're still really fun. And I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying it. It's really, I think it's gonna take me much less time than I thought it was going to originally. Hi, so remember when I said when I was working with my TBR cart that I only restock it when I hit a 1 or a 20? I decided, mostly because it's Sunday night, that I'm going to switch back to doing that on Sunday nights, because that's what I used to do. So I'm going to quick shift my books, and then I will get my prompts and I will show you what I restock with. Alright, so it's all shipped over. There's room for maybe 1 or 2 books, possibly 3 or 4, depending on how big they are. How I do things is I got my closet, which is where all the books I've gotten this year are, and then I've got these 2 sets. I go closet, this set, closet, that set, because it would just be fun for me if I could not collect any more books this year. So our first prompt is a book that was released before I was born. That's going to be easy. I realize that is less easy when I go to the 2022 stuff that I got, because a lot of it is new release. I had to go with Kindred by Octavia E. Butler. This came out in 1979. I was born in 97. So that works. Okay. Next prompt. A debut novel. Okay, let's see. Anything about the author in here? I'm gonna count Quality Land because it's the first novel that's been translated to English of this author. So I'm gonna count it. Also, this was a Goodreads win years ago. So it's an ARC from 2020. I've got room for 1 more, but it better be skinny. Come on. A book where the protagonist was different from you, e.g. gender, ethnicity, sexuality, ability. This is a good, easy place to do. It's a manga, Star-Crossed Volume 4. This is the last volume in the series, which is a little bit sad, 'cause I think they could have stretched this on a little farther, but it is skinny enough to fit, and it's quick enough to read, So we're gonna go with this one, and that is my TBR stocking of this week. Now that I'm doing this on Sunday nights again, I promise I won't do this on Sunday nights. This next week's should be bigger, is my hope. Restocking the TBR card is like one of my only joys in life. Here, I'll show you what it looks like. The wheels fell off because it was too heavy, but this is what we got going on right now. So yeah, I shift them up when I restock, and then I just put the new ones at the bottom, right over there. Fireworks. It's the 3rd of July. Right. So today I'm going to a 4th of July situation at my mother's house. Check the fit. I got a clown shirt, I got Megan's candy corn, I got a newish engagement ring. I intend to be the center of attention today. Well, so yeah, I've been home for a while. I did get a new computer chair from my parents for my birthday. You can't see it whatsoever. There we go. So that's very nice. My old one was awful. I did not get any reading done. I don't know how much reading done I'll get done for the rest of the day because it's like 7 p.m. But I'll get some done. I'll get some. Okay, so I also just bought this new writing tracker that I really like. I will put a link down below. Unless I deleted my bookmark, because I've been thinking about buying it for a while. No, okay, it's still up. So I'll put a link down below to it. But even though I'm starting halfway through the year and it's meant as like a yearly writing tracker, I'm still having a lot of fun with it. I will show you. I just literally just downloaded it, so I'm going to show you kind of what it looks like right now. So this is my July page. All I've been doing is revising The Morph Suit Murderer. But these are the next books. We got Royal Blood, which is the second Teen Sunset, New Match, Class B, Hit or Miss, Let's Flip Flop Felony, Bandit Born, Matt and Ryan, Nano 2022. And since I started out pretty much being done with Morph Suit Murderer, I just said I did 377 pages revision. That means the revising counts as a page and typing it up counts as a page. So it's really 195 pages or so. Done 5 pages today. It's just really cool. It's just really cool. We got a graph. If you go with my totals, we got revision totals. It's great. It's great. This is my planner here. I'll get it done before then, but because I've got 8 pages left, but it's fun. I've decided that I want to finish The Morph Suit Murderer tonight, so I'm just gonna keep going through like my to-do list and my like round of procrastination until I finish it, because I'm almost done. I'm on like the second to last chapter, and I'm just retyping at this point. Everything's all edited and everything. So that's, I gotta take a quick break and do my Duolingo because I have a 101-day streak and I'm not losing that. But yeah, I think we're finishing More of Soup Murder tonight, which is very exciting.
I'll do a little bit more. Like I'll do a story. But we got attention for midnight.
I do think it is safe to say that I will not be reading any more Needful Things tonight. I am on page 305, which means I did read, I want to say like 60 pages today, which is more than I thought I was going to get done. I'm almost halfway through. So I do work tomorrow. It is at the county library, which means they'll probably be dead, which means I can probably get quite a bit read. So that'll be nice. Yeah, so I will bring that tomorrow, see what I can get done. I will also try and, write some on the new project because I will be finishing More Soup Murder tonight. That is the goal. The final clip of the vlog for today is going to be me hitting publish. It might run over into tomorrow, but it will be sometime soon. Alright, so today I work at the county library from noon to 5. It's like 9 right now. Try and get as much read as I can before then. I'm also going to bring it along because the county library is normally not super busy. So I normally have quite a bit of time, and it's just me over there, so it's not like I have supervisors looking over my shoulder. So I'll be doing that. I'll also be working on my next book. Bring along this guy. I got the second book, the sequel to Circus Wings, is the next one. It's gonna be coming out. So I've got to start blasting that playlist. But I did get notice that that More Soup Murder is available now, paperback and Kindle. So definitely go and pick that up. I'll put a link down below. This is the cover. It's a sequel to Serial Killers with Cookies. If you haven't read Serial Killers with Cookies, definitely read that one first. But it's a thriller about this girl. Serial Killers with Cookies is about this girl who her parents get murdered. Her parents are a younger brother. So she goes go live with her grandparents, and she's like, she just wants to kind of get through this and like just deal with it and not think about it ever again. But then a boy she goes on one date with gets kidnapped, and she ends up having to go rescue him, and just like this big delve into vigilante justice that she finds out she's really, really into. So it's fun. And like I said, the sequel is now out. Both of them are like roughly 200 pages, so they're very quick. They're on Kindle Unlimited. They're 99 cents on Kindle, or you can buy them paperback. So I believe last I checked, Serial Killers Cookies, Amazon had done that thing to the paperback where it like cuts it in half. So like the paperback of Serial Killers Cookies was like $4 the last time I checked. It might be different now, but definitely double check that. But I'll put the links to both of those books down below. Also, it is after work hour right before I head home. I did read a good chunk of this today. I should finish it today. All the really, like, the first round of crazy shit just happened, and I love this book. It is one of my favorite Stephen King books, for sure. Like, I already had it as one of mine, but this is just solidifying it. Like, this is so much fucking fun. I'm having so much fun. Alright, so I did just finish up Needful Things, and I love this book so much. I love this book so much. It makes me want to reread all the Castle Rock books. Like, I want, like, The Dark Half, Cujo, Stand By Me, the short stories. I want to reread them all. It's so fucking good. This is why this has remained one of my favorite Stephen King books, even though this is only the second time I've read it. It's just delicious. It's kind of pulpy, and I think that's kind of why I like it. It's just ridiculous. It's incredibly violent. But I love it. I love it so much. There's also a movie that I've never seen, and I did order a lot of 4 Stephen King VHSs, and Needful Things is one of them. So I have Needful Things, Carrie, Salem's Lot, and Cujo, I believe, coming on VHS. And I've seen Carrie and Cujo before. I have not seen the original version of Salem's Lot. I've seen the remake with Rob Lowe in it, but loved it so much. Fantastic. So it is time to pick a new book. So we've got my dice tray here. We can open it. Sometimes you just press on it wrong. Since it's magnetic, it doesn't like me. So need our D4. So the shelf, we're going to use this D4 here. The shelf will be going off is shelf 3. And the book, we'll use this dice. Book 1, shelf 3. Which is very easy. I can just lean over and pull that up. So that will be the Vigilante Poets of Selwyn Academy, which is a young adult novel. It should be very, very fast. I'm pretty sure this is going to be a quick read. I think it's young adult contemporary. So that is where we are ending tonight. And since I am waking up early tomorrow, I want to be out the door by 9. So not 9. I work at 9. I won't be out there by 7. So I have time to read at the coffee shop. I do want to be up by 6:30. So I believe that is all we're doing for the day. So yeah, that's it. I did finish up Needful Things, which is, I believe, the 6th book this week that I've read. Maybe. I don't know. I don't remember. When I edit this, I'll have a count up. But that is where we're at right now. I will talk to you tomorrow. Hello. I've been home from work for a while, actually. Like almost 2 hours, but I had to eat. I had to lay down and watch videos about Stephen King movies for a while because I'm still stuck on Needful Things. But I did finish my book. If I can pull that out here. That is the Vigilante Poets of Selwyn Academy. I really, really liked it. I really like, books that kind of talk a lot about Englishy things. This one did talk a lot about, there was a lot of Ezra Poundage in here, which I haven't thought about Ezra Pound since college, so that was fun. He wasn't my favorite of his generation. I like Eliot a lot more, but it was still really fun. I thought this was funny. Jackson was hilarious, and I live for Baconaise. So I did read this. Very good. It was very good. And now it's time for me to pick my next book. So here is my thing here, and I've decided that instead of re-rolling when I hit a 4, I'm going to just pick from the wall when I get a 4. So if I hit a 4, then I will go to my prompts and pick a book that fits the prompt that comes up. That'd be kind of fun, right? That's kind of fun. So our shelf, we're gonna use this dice here, shelf 1, and it will be, that's a D10. Use this D20 today. Book 20. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 17, 18, 19, 20. Oh, that's it. Is Waiting for It by Mariana Zapata. I think this might be a sequel. Let me double check. Because if it is, I didn't read the first one and I would need to put it back on the wall. But let me double check that. I'll wait for it. No, never mind. Looks like I'm good. Yeah, so next I'm reading Wait for It. This looks like it's self-published. Not that that's bad. I'm a self-published author. Yeah, definitely self-published. Not sure what kind of book this is. I think it might be a thriller. I'm not sure though. It's pretty thick, so we'll see how that goes. But that is where we're at right now. Okay, so I actually looked at the Goodreads, and I don't know why I keep saying that I think this is a thriller, because I think I said it when I got it too on my TikTok. It's not a thriller. It's a romance novel. I think it's just because it's dark cover. I don't know. It's not a thriller. It's a romance novel. I don't read very many of those, and I hope I will like it, or at the very least not hate it. So there's a little update there. So I did just read the first chapter of this, and I'm digging it so far. I think it's an interesting premise. I like the writing style. It's very, very well written. At least very easy to read, very accessible, very fast. First chapter's like 30 pages long, and I just flew through it. So it's looking up. It's looking up. All right, so today should be a pretty restful day. Don't have work. Might be going to Walmart, but other than that, we don't really have anything else going on. So hopefully I can get quite a bit read today. And written. I didn't write anything yesterday, so hopefully we'll see. I'm gonna say I'm a little over 100 pages in on this one, and I'm really enjoying it. I'm really enjoying the dynamic between our main character and the kids that she's raising, and it's very well written, and I'm really liking it. It's honestly seriously surpassing my expectations. It's fantastic. Alright, I'm still working my way through Wait for It. I'm gonna take a little tiny break though and read the final volume of Starcrossed, so that way I can get another book down and just kind of finish one up real quick. What happened, what always happens when I say I'm gonna take a little break is that I hit finish a book, and the book I'm currently reading, I have 400 pages left in it. I don't feel like taking the entire day to get this one thing done, so I just pick a short tiny book or a manga. What the fuck is this starting to get into? Alright, so I did just finish up Starcrossed Volume 4, which is the final volume in the series. This took a lot of interesting turns at the end. So the series in general, I mean, it's a little supernatural. It follows this idol and his biggest fan, and she saves his life during an accident at a concert, and then they end up getting brought back to life. She saves, like, they both die. God's like, I'll put you back on Earth, but they keep switching bodies. And so it's always been a little bit weird, but like the last half of this was just absolutely batshit, which was kind of fun. It was kind of fun. I wasn't quite sure where it was going most of the time. But yeah, it's over. There are only 4 volumes, so I do feel kind of satisfied that I have finished a series, which is nice. I feel like a lot of time, most of the time, I only just read these really long series that like never end. So to have one that I finished in 4 volumes is pretty nice. But air conditioner. I'm sitting in Steven's game room right now because he has a wireless charger for my phone, and he's currently dead asleep, so I can't like use a regular charger and read in bed, so that's why I'm in the room with the air conditioner. But yeah, overall it was cute. I don't know, it was cute. I'd be interested in reading the Kiss Him Not Me too, because that looks fun. This book is so fucking hard to write. It's so hard to write. Ott's Boys flowed way more smoothly. Circulars with Cookies books, those ones flow way more smoothly. Pentology, all of it. Just this one, it's gonna take me like 10. I want to get the rewrite done by the end of August. And theoretically this seems possible, because it's like, if I have, if thru writes 68,000 words, which I don't think it'll be. I think it'll be shorter. But if it's that, then I have to write like something like 500 words a day, which is entirely doable. It's just difficult. Failsafe, which is suck on one of these, and when I hit a page, I can crunch it. This works for me because I hate sucking on these things and I love crunching them, and now I think I've just trained my body to know that when I taste artificial strawberry, it's time to write. Hello, so I did not end up finishing this one today. I am a little bit over halfway through it. I'm still really enjoying it. I'm very happy with it. It's a lot better than I thought it was going to be. Basically what I've been dealing with is I didn't know, and you might not have known this either, that you can get withdrawal symptoms when you stop taking allergy pills. I get pretty bad spring allergies, so I take them pretty much from like March or April through until like the bottle's gone. And so the bottle was gone a couple days ago, so I stopped taking them. And I haven't had, like, my nose didn't get all stuffed up or anything, so I'm like, okay, good. Normally I would take like the Walmart generic brand, and it was just, you know, whatever. This time I took the Cashwise generic brand, and I've been so fucking itchy. And I looked it up, and you can get withdrawal symptoms from stopping your allergy medicine, and I'm sure people who go through opioid addiction don't like to hear that it's similar to opioid addiction, but that's what this is. Like, it's most similar to opioid addiction because I'm so fucking itchy. Like, right now, it was worse yesterday, but right now, like, the bottoms of my feet, it's awful. It's awful. I'm like, I have enough self-control to not just scratch myself bloody, but it's just, it's awful. So that's been distracting me a little bit. I'm on day 3 of that, so it could end tomorrow or it could be another 4 days. So hopefully it ends tomorrow. It does feel like it's getting better. I think yesterday should be the worst one. Day 1 was actually also pretty bad. But let's cross our fingers. I should finish this tomorrow. I would hope anyway. But yeah, that's where we're at right now. Alright, so it is 7:30 on the last day of this vlog. I am actually pretty pleased that I managed to at least somewhat vlog every day. I think this is something that will be pretty sustainable, at least for the rest of the summer. Don't know about the school year, but we'll see on that. Today we are planning on going to the school so we can get some work done. I'm planning on waking Steven up at noon, so that's when we'll do that, or shortly thereafter because I got shower and stuff. Other than that, I had nothing else going on today. Hopefully I can finish Wait For It. I want to finish Wait For It so that I can start tomorrow, new week, fresh. But yeah, that is that. Probably get some writing done today as well. I found a dramatic fantasy playlist, and hopefully that helps. Yeah, if you read Circus Wings and you enjoyed it, book 2 is coming out soonish. I would say my goal is by the end of November. Could be sooner, though. I don't know. But it's coming. I am dragging it out of me and just beating it to death. But it is coming. It will show up. Then I get to have a break before I can work on book 3. And in my head, I've got an idea for a sequel trilogy, which I shouldn't write because I don't want to say I hate writing these books, but I don't like it. I don't like writing these books. I don't like writing the Teen On trilogy. Fantasy, I've come to accept I do enjoy fantasy to an extent, but not enough to write a full-on fantasy trilogy. But people did seem to enjoy Circus Wings, the people that write it. Well, it's not one of my more popular series. It's not anywhere close to popular, and it's not one that I try to push either. But the people that have read it did enjoy it quite a bit. I think mostly because of Kai. So he's not a big part of the second book, so we'll see what happens. But yeah, that's where we're at right now. Hopefully we can get a good chunk of reading done today. So I did just get an Amazon package. I really doubt it's anything fun, but we can open it anyway, see if it is. Okay. So this is partly fun. We do have a daily planner in here. This should be no date. Yes, perfect. So that's what this looks like right there. I currently have a to-do list that I use. Once I run out of sheets though, I'm gonna use this. I just love organization. And the other thing in here is just refills for my razor. So not super fun, but it could have been worse, I guess. So I do still have I have a couple books coming. I have a couple July pre-orders, and I have one book that I was able to buy because of a pass that is coming at some point. So at some point we're gonna have some books. So that's very exciting. But yeah, that's just a quick little update there. My feature house does not have a clown room. I don't know what I've done wrong. So I did have like 4 pages left of this. I'm at B school now working on stuff. Just finished it up. So there's another one just knocked off. Alright, so I did finish Wait for It by Mariana Zapata, and it was very good, and it did make me cry. I was not expecting much going into this. This is a romance novel about this woman who, her brother died a couple years ago, and when he died, she got custody of his 2 children. And so they end up moving into this house, and across the street is this man who ends up being one of her son's baseball coaches, and it is very good. It's very good. I loved how it was written. Especially my favorite part was the boys and how everybody kind of interacted with the 2 kids that she was taking care of. There was Josh, who was 11, and Louis, who was 5, and it was very sweet, and I really enjoyed it quite a bit, and it really kind of blew my expectations out of the water. I had 0 expectations going into this, and it was fantastic. So since I did just finish books, that means I get to pick a new one. So if we grab my dice tray, grab a D4, do this blue one. 2, so it's gonna be second shelf. Use this D20, 11th book. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Oof. Okay. So this is The Subtle Knife, which is the second book in the Golden Compass, his Dark Materials series. I've read the Golden Compass maybe 3 or 4 times. I never continued on with the series. I think I kind of tried to once, but I never got more than a couple pages in. So this should be interesting to read. Hopefully it does not take too long. It's only about 300 pages, so hopefully, yeah. But I would say that this is probably going to be the end of this vlog for, you know, July, what was it, like 2nd? Let me see. Yeah, July 2nd through July 8th. Yeah, this is the end of this one. I will pick it up tomorrow. I ended up reading, God, how many books did I read? Let me see how many books I read this week. I think it was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 books this week. That's good. That's not bad. It's more than 7, and that's always kind of my goal, is to get more than 7. But yeah, that is all. That's all. That's the end of this vlog. Read 9 books. Published a book, which is good too. Can't forget that we published some more Soup Murder, and I will talk to you again tomorrow with a new vlog.